crew. What is up? I need a theme song, guys. Welcome back, nail crew. Welcome back, nail crew. Okay, I don't know. I'll work on that. But anyway, today we are doing video 3 in this Polygel tips and tricks series. So if you did not watch video 1 and 2, then go check those out and then come back here and join us, okay? So we are going to prep and prime our nails. This video is going to be super quick, super short, and to the point. I'm going to show you how I prep and prime my nails to prevent lifting, okay? And this method, you can do it polygels, you can do it acrylics, you can do it gels, what have you, all right? So I'm going to show you the way I usually do it, but then I'll also give you options in the event that you don't have everything that I have, okay? So the things that you're going to need is a file. You can use an e-file like this, or you can use a hand file. A hand file is much safer, especially for beginners, because you have less chance of getting down to the actual nail plate and ruining your nail. So if you're not advanced, or you don't have access to an e-file, or you just need more practice, I would just go ahead and practice with a hand file and not even worry about the e-file at this point, okay? So I'll show you both ways there. You're gonna also need a cuticle pusher. You can use a metal cuticle pusher like this, or you can use an orange stick. You can use, let me show you, because they have like some wooden cuticle pushers. All right, so let me show you different options of cuticle pushers. This one is my favorite. This is the one that I just use this all the time. But if you don't have this, you can use one that looks like this. This one is plastic and like a rubber tip, but it is a cuticle pusher as well. This side is a little bit more firm. So this one I think I got from the dollar store. That's fine. I know everyone has seen this before. My mom used to have this when I was a kid, and I was like, what the heck is this? I had no idea. But this side here, this is to cut your cuticles. So if you have like really thick cuticles, you could use this to get right along the tips or the edges of the cuticles and cut them off. And then this side is the side that you would use as a cuticle pusher. Or you could use this wooden cuticle pusher. This is very common. I know everyone has one. Mine's is so dirty because I use this to like stir the acrylics. Like when I make acrylic colors, I use this to stir it up, and so it's like stained and dirty. But it still will work as a cuticle pusher. You see how it has that flat end? All right, so whatever you have at home, make it work. Do not go out and spend money on that. You also are going to need some things to prep and clean and dehydrate the nails. This one is my favorite. It's from ASP. It's called Prep and Clean Dehydrant. It is going to prep your nails by cleaning them and then dehydrating them. All right, so you can get that from Sally's and or Amazon. If you don't have that, I always say this, if you don't have that, don't buy it. You can make it. The alcohol is going to work to clean the nails and disinfect the nails. And then the acetone is going to work to dehydrate. So together you have this, right? And this I've had for a long time, but when I run out of it, I don't know if I'm going to get more or if I'm just going to make my own. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I know this method works very, very well. I used to use it, and then I went out and got fancy and bought this, but I haven't really noticed a difference. So if you have it, use it. If you don't, then just make your own. And then the last thing you're going to need is some primer. Primer is very important for nail extensions. I'm telling you, no matter how good of a job you do your nails, if you do not apply a primer first, they are not going to last. I'm so sorry. So if you don't invest in anything else, you have to invest in a really good primer, okay? So this one is from Mia's Secret. It is for acrylics and gels. It is very affordable. I think this was like $6 on Amazon, but you could also get it on eBay. It works very well, and it's non-acid, so that's why I like it, and it does not have like a really, really strong odor. So that is all you're going to need to prep and prime your nails. I'm going to do a quick demo for you. I'm going to demo how I would do it if I had everything, and then I'm going to demo how I would do it if I didn't have an e-file and I didn't have this and I just had to use this stuff here, okay? So I'll prep 2 nails, and then that way you'll know what will work for you, all right? So let's get started. All right, guys, so the first thing you want to do is clean your nails. So you want to go ahead and wash your hands before you prep your nails. You want to wash your hands, which I did. Right now I just threw a little alcohol on my table just because I like to start with a nice clean workspace. So my hands are clean and dry, and now my workspace is clean and dry. And I'm going to demo for you first the Efile method. So let's just do that, okay? So I got my Efile and I have my cuticle pusher. So we are going to start with the more fancy method, if you will, and I'm just going to prep my thumb. So I have my cuticle pusher here. I still don't know what this side is for. I use it for opening packages. But we are just going to push our cuticles back, because if you have lifting, ladies, 9 out of 10, you did not take care of those cuticles. A lot of people have cuticles that grow up along the nail bed. And if you do, you have to get rid of it. You have to, oh, maybe that's what you do at this side. Yay, I found the use for this side, guys. I swear I never use this side except for opening packages. But if you have a lot of cuticle growth, you want to remove it. You have to remove it. If you do not remove it, then that is not going to allow for a good adhesion of the nail extension to your nail bed, and then you're just going to have lifting, okay? So we don't want lifting. You want to go into 2019 looking flawless, honey. We want 2019 nails to be on fleek. I don't know if we can still say fleek in 2019, but in either case, we still want our nails to look good. So I am just removing the excess skin from around my cuticles, right? Just like that, all that extra dead skin, right? And then you're going to use the cuticle pusher and push back the cuticles. Now, I know we all do that here, but you also want to push back the cuticles along the side walls. Those are important too, because you could also have lifting from the sidewall. So once your cuticles are all pushed back and the dead skin is removed from the sides and the walls of your nail, then you're going to go in with your Efile. If you are the same person that's using the Efile over and over, keep the same little file. Just spray it with some alcohol and clean it before each use. If you are using the same file on your friend, your sister, your cousin, your brother, that is disgusting. Change this piece, okay? Change it, because you do not want to go around sharing nail germs. So this is mine. It is sprayed with alcohol because I spray it after each use. So it's clean and it is ready to go. All right, so we are going to turn the file on. You're going to use this knob to adjust fast or slow. And then here is another little notch. If you don't know what that's for, it's the polarity or the direction. So if I'm using this in my right hand, I like it to be on this polarity, so it's going in the direction that's comfortable for me. When I flip and now I'm doing this hand, it's backwards, so I now need the file to go in another direction, and so that's all that's for. Okay, so let's turn that down because that's a little too fast for me. All right, here we go. And so now what I'm using this file for is to just get the shine off of my nail. That's all I needed to do, is get the shine off of my nail and to pick up the excess dead skin that I could not get with the cuticle pusher. That's all that I'm doing. I'm going around the edges of my nail and I'm making sure that I'm not leaving any of that cuticle or dead skin, okay? Just a light brush over the top of my nail, just to put some slight scratches in it, and the small little scratches is going to allow for the acrylic or the polygel to adhere better. So that's all I'm going to do. Rough up the surface of my nail and remove the dead skin. That's it. You don't want to be filing too long because you're going to thin out your nail, and if you thin out your nail, chances are you're going to break the nail bed. So you're going to have bleeding now. You're going to have what's called as a ring of fire. And you're either A, not going to be able to do your nails, or B, when you do them, they're going to hurt. They're going to hurt. And you should not have nail extensions that hurt. So take care of your nails. All right, next we're going to put on the prep and clean and dehydrate. So all you're going to do Make sure I stay in frame. All you're gonna do is brush that on ever so lightly. And look, can you guys see that? Like I'm brushing it on and then it kind of evaporates as soon as it dries, like within a few seconds. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. All right, so let's do another go of that. 2 coats of this, okay? And before it even goes down right, before I can even finish applying it, it already dehydrates the nail, right? Very good. So now once the nail is dehydrated, we are gonna go in with our primer, and with this you are going to use 2 coats as well. And you just apply that to the entire nail plate. Just like that. And you're gonna let that dry. You know, do the other 4 fingers, let that dry. And then now you're gonna come back and do a second coat. And that is it. Your nails are now ready for polygel. So let's now do that same thing with less equipment. Let's do that same thing using the hand file, acetone, and alcohol, right? And instead of using my metal cuticle pusher, I'm gonna use this as my cuticle pusher. What else? We're still going to need the primer, no matter what. We're still going to need the primer. But now we're going to use this instead of my fancy stuff. We're going to use just the regular basic equipment. And I'm going to show you that you're going to get the same effect. So I'm going to do this now. So what you're going to do, same thing. You're going to take your little cuticle pusher. Mine's is like all inked up, but it's all good. We're going to take our cuticle pusher and we are going to push back our cuticles. Push back our cuticles just like that, right? And we're going to make sure we get the side walls as well. And we're going to use the tip or the edge of this little wooden piece. And we're just going to scratch the surface of our nails just a little bit, just to see if we can get up some of that dead skin. If you don't have any dead skin, then don't worry about it. Okay, and then once you're done with that, then you're going to grab your file, and now we're going to lightly etch the nail, remove the shine. Make sure you pay a lot of attention to that cuticle area. Okay, you see how I'm getting that cuticle you see how I'm getting that cuticle area really, really closely? Look at that. Leaving no shine and no dead skin on that cuticle area. This hand file works just as well as the nail drill. The only thing is the hand file is slower. You got to pay attention to a little bit more detail with the hand file, and it's slow, but it works the same, guys. Okay, so all the shine is gone off of my nail. See that? All right, so now that the nail is filed, we are going to use our homemade prep and dehydrate, right? So we're going to mix these 2 into a small little container and then brush it on our nail. So let me show you what I'm gonna do. Here is my handy dandy little container that I use for everything. What's in there already is just a little bit of alcohol that I had from my last set. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit more alcohol in it. Just a dab more alcohol. And then I'm gonna pour a little bit of acetone in it. You want to make sure that if you're going to put acetone in a plastic container, that the plastic container is strong enough to hold acetone. Otherwise, the acetone will eat through the plastic. That's number 1, right? Or you want to make sure that the acetone that you put in the plastic is not full strength. So right now, this is not full strength acetone because we are diluting it with the alcohol. Does that make sense? So I'm just pouring a little bit in. So let me just repeat that. So plastic and acetone don't really mix, and acetone will eat through plastic. So if you're not sure that the plastic container can handle the acetone without eating through the plastic, then you want to make sure that the acetone is not full strength. So in this case, it's not, because we have half alcohol and half acetone, okay? So that's what I have in this little container. And now I'm just going to use a brush. This is just a random makeup brush. I use it to clean up my nail polish when I get it along the edges. So that's all that is. And now I'm just going to dip my brush into my little DIY Prep and Dehydrate. And now I'm just going to brush that on my nail exactly the way I did with the professional product. That's all I'm going to do. Okay? And so now you're going to let that dry. And then you're going to just do it again, okay? So dip the brush in there again. And then we're just going to apply our second layer. All right, so now your nail is clean. It is dehydrated. It is ready for the primer, all right? So now let's put this away. And see, with a little case like this, you can just keep filling it up over and over and over. Like, I love those little things. 50 cents at Walmart, ladies. All right, so now I'm going to go in with my Mia Secret acid-free primer. And we are just going to apply a thin layer, just like we did before. And we're going to let that dry. And then we're going to apply another layer. So 2 layers of the Prep and Dehydrate and 2 layers of the primer. And that's it, ladies. That's it. Your nails are prepped and ready to go. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope that you really enjoyed video number 3. More importantly, I hope that you learned something, all right? So let's go ahead and recap really quick, because this video was so short and I feel like I just want you guys to get all of the points that I was trying to make. So I'm just going to do a really quick recap. The first thing you want to do is push back your cuticles and make sure that the cuticles are removed and pushed back from not only the bottom or base of the nails, but also the sidewalls, okay? That is very important. And you could get away with using a metal cuticle pusher or even a wooden one. Then you are going to use a hand file or an e-file and remove the shine from the nails and any excess product that you may have had left over, okay? And then once that is done, you are going to go in with some sort of Prep and Dehydrate, whether you use a store-bought brand like this or whether you make your own. It's going to serve the same purpose. We are going to clean and dehydrate our nails with one of those products, and then we are going to go in with a primer. All right, now the primer is what's very important, and although you can make a Prep and Dehydrate, you can't make a primer. So if you had to invest your money in something, I would say invest in a good primer, okay? And that is it, guys. Give this video a thumbs up. My naked thumb. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know if there's any other videos you would like me to make. And go ahead and subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. Stay tuned for video number 4. In video number 4, I'm going to show you the difference when applying tips versus dual forms. All right, so be on the lookout for that. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.